This is Rob Marchant from Clive Empson and the Property Auctioneers, and this is 207 Havant Road at Hayling Island. The house that you can see at the back of the shop there to the left is number 207, and the lot includes just on 6 acres of land, including this field here in front of us, and also the barn over on the back edge of the site there, and indeed some further land away behind the house. So 207 Havant Road. This property is formerly owned by the Pycroft family, and more on that in a moment. But for now, let's follow the arrow pointing down the track to 207, and let's have a look at what we find further on down. So as we head on down the access track, way to the right here is the field we were looking at previously, with the barn away in the distance. We'll head down and look at the barn later in the video. So the track runs on down the side. As mentioned, the property has been in the ownership since built of the Pycroft family, and the Pycrofts are very famous, for those that don't know, Hayling, for their handmade bricks, which were made for many years on and around the site here. And Pycroft bricks are particularly sought after and famous in this part of the world. From here we get a further view looking on down towards the further field at the back of the house, which in turn leads on to the Hayling Billy Trail, which is the site of the old Hayling to Havant Railway, which is long defunct but now a very popular cycle path and walk. It's the barn there, and here's the house, which is made from Pycroft bricks obviously, and was built for the family, who up till now have been the only owners of it. Obviously plenty of parking space here in front, garage there, and we will do an internal tour in due course. But for now, let's just have another look, or a better look, at the lovely outlook from the house across this land. As mentioned earlier, there's approximately 6 acres, just on 6 acres included in the sale. And what a lovely outlook from your house if you're the lucky new owners of the property. So now we're on the other side of the house, looking back at the property from the garden. The flint work there to augment the Pycroft bricks, outhouses and buildings here, and again the view out over the fields, and then the view down the main gardens. And so here we are looking at the house from the end of the garden back across towards the barn and the fields. And of interest to prospective purchasers, I'm sure, might be that the adjoining 10 acres on the southern boundary are almost certainly included in the auction as a separate lot from a separate seller. We're just waiting for confirmation on that at the time of shooting the video. So if you'd like another 10 acres to go with the 6 you're already getting with number 207, then please do speak with us, or check as a later lot in the catalogue. There's this lovely woodland, which, as I said, augments the site beautifully, if that's of interest. And the woods also have frontage onto Havant Road. So getting back to the subject property, number 207, there's a final view of the fields from outside looking back towards the house. So we'll head inside, have a tour of the internal accommodation, and then head out into the field and have a look at the barn and provide some information on those for you. So heading inside the property, we're now back round what will turn the front door where we originally came in. We've got this entrance porch come lobby, very useful space, which looks out two directions, and then heads on into the main entrance hall for the property. With the staircase up, door there through to the kitchen. Main living spaces which we'll move on to, but let's start off here in the kitchen, which is very homely. Stove in the corner there, and again a lovely dual aspect, looking out towards the barn, and across from this side out over the fields. We've then got the bathroom, which has also got a shower cubicle. Good amount of space. I'm sure whoever buys might want to change fittings and redesign this, but space to work with. And then moving through, we've got this rear lobby come laundry room, which has got an access out to the side of the property. Utility space with the washing machine all plumbed in, and again a view out over the rear elevation. We've then got the living room, which again has a dual aspect, and which features this lovely fireplace, which as you'd expect is made from handmade Pycroft bricks. Slightly smaller than usual to fit the scale of the room. Very nice feature. I'm going to view back from the other end of the room. And then finally on the ground floor we've got the conservatory, lovely sitting space, which has obviously been added to look out over the rear of the property, and indeed to make the most of the lovely view over the fields. So that's the ground floor accommodation. Let's head upstairs and see what the first floor has got to offer. So here we are on the first floor. Nice size landing. If we head across to the right, bedroom here, which has a view back out over the fields where we first started the video, and round towards the barn. Further bedroom, which looks out over the rear of the property. I suspect that possibly when the house was originally constructed, this might have been one larger bedroom, which has been split down to two, but that could obviously go back as that if required. This is the other side of what I suspect is a partition, which has been used to create a smaller fourth bedroom. And this one looks out over the gardens. And we've then got a further bedroom on that elevation, which again also looks out over the gardens. And then a cloakroom. So that's the first floor accommodation. Let's head outside now and have a look at the fields and barn that surround the property. So heading outside, we're now looking back to where we started the video, down on the Havant Road. I'm looking at that main field to the right hand side of the property and looking down towards the barn, which we can see in the background there. It's a lovely open space, this, and we can look back round to the house, the field which is situated beyond, and indeed the 10 acres of woodland which, as mentioned previously, is hopefully going to be included as an additional lot if anybody wants that extra land to go with their 6 acres that they're going to get with this one. So let's head over to the barn and have a look and see what we've got there. So here we are up close to the barn, and we'll have a closer look in a moment. I should make clear that the caravan in the middle there is in separate ownership and going to be removed prior to any auction, so please don't anyone think they're buying a caravan with the lot. The barn's obviously seen better days, but does have plenty of scope and potential. We've got these 2 smaller sections on the ends here. In the middle section where the aforementioned caravan is stored at present, and then this main area down on the left hand end, which looks back down towards the house, back out over the field. So there we are, that's the barn covered off. We'll now move on and look at the remainder of the land. So here we are looking back at the field that fronts onto Havant Road and then round towards number 207, and then round towards the woodland, which for the 3rd time I'm mentioning is potentially available as a separate lot, and then back round the other field which sides onto the property and which mentioned earlier leads down towards the Hayling Trail. As mentioned, at the far end of the property we've got the Hayling Trail, which is the old railway line from Havant down to Hayling Island, closed in 1963 but now popular for walkers and cyclists, and that in turn goes back round to the mature trees and things and looks back down over the field on the side of the property. And so finally here we are at the far end with the Hayling Trail now behind me, looking down towards the house and the field away to the left which fronts onto the Havant Road. So in summary, number 207 has got 4 bedrooms, needs some upgrading and modernisation, it's fair to say, but what a lovely opportunity with 6 acres. And for the last time, just to mention that the woodland to the side is likely to be available as a separate lot, so the opportunity to add a further 10 acres if required. So this is 207 Havant Road. It's available in the next online Clive Empson land and property auction, working jointly with Foots estate agents at Hayling, and we wish you every success with your bidding.